If being clumsy was an Olympic sport, I'd have a gold medal. Here's my life hack. I went down the most insane rabbit hole about the Aflac duck. That duck that goes Aflac in commercials. I had no idea how wild this story actually is. We're talking about a company that went from complete obscurity to household name because of a duck. For 40 years, this insurance company was just existing. Nobody knew about them. But this story starts way before the duck. Let's go back to 1955 when three brothers had a crazy idea. Picture this, 1955, America. The economy's booming, families are growing, and three brothers, John, Paul, and Bill Amos, are watching their neighbors struggle with medical bills that insurance doesn't cover. These weren't insurance executives. John was selling cars, Paul was in real estate, and Bill was fresh out of college. But they saw a gap in the market. They founded American Family Life Assurance Company, Aflac, with a simple mission: help families. When major medical insurance falls short, they started small. Really small. We're talking about a tiny office in Columbus, Georgia, with big dreams and very little money. The early years were brutal. They were literally going door to door trying to explain supplemental insurance to people who'd never heard of it. Most people didn't get it. Why do I need insurance for my insurance? They'd ask. But then reality hit. Families started getting hit with massive medical bills that their regular insurance wouldn't cover. Suddenly, the Amos brothers' idea didn't seem so crazy. By the 1960s, Aflac was growing steadily, not explosively, but consistently. They were solving a real problem. They expanded their offices, hired more agents, and started reaching more families across the Southeast. What made Aflac different wasn't just what they covered, it was how they paid. Cash benefits directly to the policyholder. Use it however you need. Rent, groceries, car payments, whatever helped families get through tough times. This flexibility was revolutionary. By the 1980s, they were in multiple states and becoming a legitimate player in the insurance industry. Here's where it gets interesting. By the late 90s, Aflac had a problem. They were successful but invisible. Their marketing was as exciting as watching paint dry. Focus groups couldn't even pronounce their name correctly. Aflac? Nobody knew what Aflac was or what they did. So in 1999, they hired the Kaplan-Thaler Group and said, "Make people remember our name." Linda Kaplan-Thaler was stuck in traffic when it hit her. Aflac sounds like a duck quacking. What if we actually used a duck? They held actual auditions for the duck's voice. Professional voice actors came in and quacked Aflac into microphones. This actually happened. Gilbert Gottfried's distinctive voice won. That raspy, annoying, unforgettable Aflac became advertising gold. The first commercial aired during the 2000 holiday season, a duck interrupting conversations, desperately trying to tell people about Aflac while they completely ignore him. The results were insane. Brand recognition went from 12% to 67% in just 1 year. The duck didn't just work, it was a cultural phenomenon. They literally redesigned their logo to include the duck. A cartoon duck became the face of a multi-billion-dollar insurance company. The duck effect was immediate and massive. Sales exploded. New customers were calling specifically because they remembered the duck. Aflac expanded their product lines. Accident insurance, cancer insurance, critical illness, dental coverage. They became a one-stop shop for supplemental insurance. Their Columbus, Georgia headquarters grew into a massive corporate campus. The little company the Amos brothers started was now a Fortune 500 corporation. Today, Aflac insures more than 50 million people worldwide and is the largest provider of supplemental insurance in the United States. The duck made them the undisputed leader. They employ thousands of people, have agents in all 50 states, and process millions of claims every year. Their one-day pay promise means most claims are processed within 24 hours. That's the kind of service that builds loyalty. But success comes with challenges. In 2011, Gilbert Gottfried, the voice of the duck, made some really inappropriate jokes about the Japanese tsunami on Twitter. Aflac had to make a tough decision. Japan was actually their biggest market. They insure 1 in 4 Japanese households. The jokes were not just offensive, they were business-threatening. Within hours, Aflac fired Gottfried and issued public apologies. They chose their values and their customers over their famous spokesperson. Like any major insurance company, Aflac has faced regulatory challenges, lawsuits over claim denials, and criticism about sales practices. They've settled various class action lawsuits and paid regulatory fines. The insurance industry is heavily regulated, and Aflac hasn't been immune to scrutiny. Competition has intensified, too. Other companies have copied their direct pay model and aggressive marketing strategies. Today's Aflac is a technology-driven insurance powerhouse. They've invested heavily in digital platforms, mobile apps, and streamlined claim processing. Customers can file claims through their phones, track payments in real time, and manage their policies completely online. It's insurance for the digital age. They've also donated over $170 million to childhood cancer initiatives. The duck that made them famous now helps fund cancer research and treatment. Aflac consistently ranks among the most trusted insurance brands in America. They've won numerous awards for customer service, workplace culture, and corporate responsibility. They're a Fortune 500 company with over $120 billion in assets and annual revenues exceeding $18 billion. Not bad for a company that started with three brothers and a simple idea. Their international presence is massive, especially in Japan, where they're the leading foreign insurance company. Aflac is investing heavily in artificial intelligence and machine learning to make claim processing even faster and more accurate. They're talking about claims being approved in minutes, not hours. They're partnering with telemedicine providers and digital health platforms to offer more comprehensive support to policyholders beyond just financial benefits. They're even exploring blockchain technology for secure, transparent claim processing and fraud prevention. Aflac is eyeing expansion into new international markets, particularly in Asia and Latin America, where supplemental insurance is still an emerging concept. They're diversifying their product portfolio too. Pet insurance, identity theft protection, and even financial wellness programs for employers. Sustainability is becoming a major focus with commitments to carbon neutrality and environmentally responsible business practices. The duck is evolving too. New voice actors, updated commercials, and digital marketing campaigns that reach younger audiences through social media and streaming platforms. They're modernizing the brand while keeping the duck's recognition factor. It's a delicate balance between tradition and innovation. That duck has become more than a mascot. It's a cultural icon that transcends insurance advertising. At the end of the day, behind all the marketing genius and corporate success, Aflac is still doing what the Amos brothers set out to do in 1955, helping families when they need it most. They've paid out billions in benefits to millions of families facing medical crises, accidents, and unexpected life events. The Aflac story proves that sometimes the most ridiculous marketing idea can transform an entire company and industry. From three brothers with a simple idea to a Fortune 500 company with a famous duck. That's the power of solving real problems and brilliant marketing. Next time you hear Aflac, remember, you're hearing the sound of one of the most successful business transformations in American corporate history. What other company stories should I dive into? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more business deep dives. Mrs.Stag signing off.